And welcome into the Seth Justice Show. I'm, Seth Justice. Make sure you follow all my socials and like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Instagram at Justice_radio, X at Seth Justice Show, and YouTube and Spotify. Weird. Anyway, the Seth Justice Show. Thank you so much, and happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. Really do appreciate you. I'll get to my dad here in a minute, because this one's for him. But I did want to talk about a couple of things before we get to that. It might be a little bit shorter of an episode, but there's a lot going on in this world, and I just wanted to start off with that. And I'm not going to talk about specifics of things, because that is just not me. I'm somebody who stays away from politics, stays away from negativity, stays away from all that, because all it really does for us is nothing. It doesn't serve us. It doesn't help us in any way. I mean, it keeps us informed, but to be so engrossed in it is a challenging thing, and it's a hurtful thing. And yes, does the world seem like a chaotic place this week? Absolutely. That is not a question, and that is not running away from that point. There's a lot of stuff going on, whether it's, riots in LA or peaceful protests, whether bombs dropping in Israel and Iran, whether it's people trying to stop a war or continuing a war, whether it's just, that neighbor pissing you off because they're being an annoyance. There's a lot of things in this world that can get us down and can hurt us and can make us feel like, we are not safe. We are not healthy. We are not happy. We are distraught and we are downtrodden, and we are, in the midst of something that could be a world war. Jesus. So what do we do? And to be honest, I don't really have a good answer for everybody. I don't, and I don't claim to. I've never claimed to be a person that knows what somebody should do. But I know what I do. And that's not ignore it. You acknowledge it. Like, yes, that happens. Yes, that happened. Yes, this may happen. All these things could be true. But all we know for certain is what's happening right here, right now with us. We need to focus on ourselves. We need to focus on the person that we are. And for me, it's been a tough week. A lot of it good, some bad, some hurtful, some of my own doing, some not of my own doing, But what I can focus on is the type of person I want to be. And if I want to be a good person, then I damn sure better act like it. If I want to be a terrible person, I know how to do that. I know how to do that pretty darn well. But I've reached an era in my life where I don't want to be that guy. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm cutthroat as hell. And I almost said another word there. Which we'll get to censorship. I want to talk about that, but I want to get back on topic here. But we just want to live life, I don't know anybody that doesn't want to live life to the way that makes them happy. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some people who are terribly sad and feel like life has always beaten them down and done things to them and hurt them, and their only way out is, an extreme version. There are people like that. I've known people to sadly pass away by their own hand. And some people to be so depressed and sad that they can't get out of their own way. But the fact still remains that even though we are here, sometimes we're so extremely sad. The best thing and the one thing that we always try and do is be our happiest self. We try and find happiness. That's the drug that we want. That's the thing. That's the thing we all want. And we always try and, put something else in its place, whether that's nicotine, drugs, alcohol, any which way that you can possibly think of to fill that void and make us happy. The drug that we want is happiness. And right now, the only way that we can find that happiness is within ourselves. Now, this is coming from somebody who can't even have a relationship and can't even talk to somebody and get a hug every once in a while because, life things. And I did that to myself. I understand that. And I understand that relationships for me have been awful and always a point of contention. I wish I was better at relationships. I wish I could have that somebody in my life that I could always, ride or die for and everything like that. But in this world today, we don't always have that. And sometimes with our family situation, right, we move off to different states. I sure did. I know a lot of people did. And I know a lot of people also don't talk to their parents and don't have a relationship with their parents. And they don't have that close connection that some people do with their parents. And so what do you do to try and alleviate the sadness? What do you try and do to alleviate, the pain, the horribleness? You try and find it within yourself. Now, the answer to how you find it within yourself is different for everybody. We always try and subscribe to, this is the method I should do. This is the method you should do. But that's not the case. You are your own individual. And what works for you may not always work for somebody else. And that is true as day. And so what do you do? How do you go about your day? How do you find the ways to make yourself happy? Well, that's a question that you have to answer for yourself. Unfortunately, I wish I could answer it for you. I wish I could just snap my fingers, be like, yo, everybody happy. Let's go. Let's have a party. Everyone, we're going to go to the biggest space in the world and just party it out and have a good time. Doesn't always work that way, though. And that sucks. And, in this world where you see these protests, some say riots, some say, trying to carve their own way in life to find their happiness. Some say, all these political games that people are doing in Washington are affecting them majorly. And it hurts. And some say that's a religion. You've created a religion around politics. And we've talked about that before. Some say what's going on in other countries is just so hurtful and so depressing and hurts the soul of an individual. And yes, it is terribly sad. It is awful. But what can you do to make yourself happy? I want you to answer that question. I want you to take time today or this week or next week, whatever time frame you need to just think about that question. You should ask yourself that question. Because what's going to be better for you? What's going to make you happy? What's going to, cause you to find the bliss in your life? Is it all the negativity? Is it listening to political commentary? Is it, watching things on TikTok that just absolutely break your heart? Is it standing up? Or is it sitting down? Is it going to be you just sitting in a room enjoying watching your TV shows? Or is it watching anime? I know that makes me happy. Or is it going to the gym? Also what makes me happy? Is it just focusing all your efforts on work and not even thinking about your personal life? That's a struggle for me. Because I always want a personal life. I want to be around friends that I feel comfortable with. I want to meet people, talk to people. Like I met somebody at the gym today. This is recorded on a Sunday. Yeah, shocker. I do it the same day. I'm not very prepared. Anyway, but I met somebody today at the gym and we just talked about, fun festivals we were in. And that was so much fun. Now, were we in a sauna and was it really hot and sweating like crazy? Absolutely. And am I still in a sweaty shirt? You better believe it. But that fills me with happiness because I got to talk to somebody new and we found that we know similar people And it was cool. So shout out you, Nick. But it's... The thing of it is, how we go about our lives is our decision. And if you want to be balls deep into politics, go ahead. But if it always makes you feel anxious, nervous, sad, it's not serving you. If you want to focus on, anything else, but it's negative, it doesn't serve you. Find the positive. Find the place in your heart. Find the place where you have the most happiness, the most positivity. If it's around people, then great. Like, I used to be able to just go out to a bar, hang out there, and just being around people made me happy. But that's not the case anymore for me. It's not. Which sucks. Because I could go to a bar and just talk to people and be perfectly fine, but then it's just a night friendship, and then it's over. I don't want that. I want something that's meaningful. Now, again, did I do this to myself? Probably my best friend Joe is going to be like, yes, you did, you dummy. Absolutely, I did. Am I also trying to, do something more? Yeah. Is it a lonely road? Absolutely. But all the more reason that I need to find my own happiness. And what works for me may not work for you. So I've said that multiple times. I think it's time to move on. But either way, before we do that, just remember, no matter what's going on outside, whether that's in LA, whether that's in Ukraine, Russia, China, Iran, Israel, Gaza, whatever it may be, you still have a life to live. And, some of these things can affect us. Especially if there's a world war, pretty sure that's going to affect us. But remember, even in the darkest of days, there is still a light, and you can find that light within you. And that hope, that dedication, that fearlessness to find that light within you, it's going to help you even if there are supremely dark times. It's going to help you even in the great times. So make sure that at least you think about it. Just think about it. Think what makes you happy. And then once you find out what makes you happy, go for it. 10 toes down, start running, and just hold on to that light as long as you can. All right. So now moving on from, a downer of a topic, let's go to something that I had a conversation with one of my coworkers about, and I think that we definitely should get rid of, and that's censorship. Now, I think in today's world that we are less interested in censorship. Like, I know a lot of parents who cuss in front of their kids and say, listen, this is a difference, and teach the difference of the curse words, and say, do not use these words because they can be hurtful, and they tell the lessons. Now, do I hear a bunch of kids saying the F word or, any of those other words? I don't really hear it, even though their parents say it a lot. And so what does that tell me? Well, that tells me that, because you teach somebody the power and the effect of words, they don't want to use those words. So why even have censorship? I mean, the main idea of censorship was to protect the people who don't want to hear certain words. And I get that. Wholeheartedly, I do. You want to protect the people because they may not understand it, and then they may use it, outside of it. But here's the thing. You got to teach somebody why that is wrong. Now, I'm not a parent. I would love to one day be a parent. Like on this Father's Day, I would love to be a dad. I really would. And, that hope is seemingly growing dimmer and dimmer by the day, but I still have that hope that one day that I will be a dad with a wife and, having the time of our lives, going on dumb vacations that I don't really want to go on, but I do it because I want to be there for my family. So that's the hope still in me, that I have to find first a wife or a girlfriend and then get to the kids part. But either way, in my head, what I would do is teach my kid. Like say, hey, this is a word. It's a bad word. You don't want to use it because it may hurt somebody's feelings. And, we want to teach you that feelings matter. But also, if you get mad enough, if you're at home, you can say that word. But make sure that you don't direct it towards somebody who it may get hurt by, who may be hurt by it, because they don't understand it. And so that mindset of teaching is so damn important. And I think with censorship, it takes away a teaching tool to where, like, say if I'm on the radio, right? And I say a curse word like damn or hell or something like that. And then a kid goes to their parents and said, Mommy, why did Seth say that word? Daddy, why did Seth say that word? Then, yeah, okay. Sorry, ahead of time. But then you can teach your kid and say, oh, that's a no-no, instead of just shutting it down. And it's the same thing with conversations with people. And I know we've talked about this. Be open to conversations. Don't be afraid of the things people say. If you disagree with them, give them reasons why you disagree. But I think with censorship, we have come to an age where everyone is so desensitized by words, and they understand that if they teach somebody how to use a word properly, it kind of takes away that, oh, I just said a bad word feeling. Like, we all have that feeling where like we're just like, oh, I just said a naughty word. It's like, I can't believe it. Like, I got addicted to it, and now I talk for a living, and I can't say those naughty words. And I'm like, I just really want to say it. But yeah, it's one of those deals where censorship only goes as far and is only needed when people want to avoid. And we shouldn't avoid topics. We should be like going about our lives and being like, yeah, man, we're doing it. We're talking about it. We're living our lives and understanding why things are certain ways. Because I feel like if we have more understanding, it'd be a lot happier of a place. And I'm not saying censorship is like the straw that breaks the camel's back on that. I'm not. I wish it was, because then that would fix everything. But I think it's a tool that we can use to grow ourselves. Now, is it the fix everything tool? No. I wish something would be. Like I said, I wish. But, we don't. And I just hit the microphone. Sorry about that. But I think censorship, it doesn't do what it should do. And now you see a lot of times with TV shows, they're saying more and more curse words, and they're getting less and less censored. And music, oh my goodness, I can't tell you how many times, songs are just barely censored. Barely. And we have to either go back in, be like, we have to censor that more, or go to the powers that be and be like, hey, this song, it's not censored. We need it more censored because we could get in trouble. And even that aspect of being in trouble and being scared, it doesn't serve us. It doesn't do anything for us. It just brings about fear, and we don't need any more fear in this world. We don't need to be scared and worried about what we say. We just need to have conversations about the words. Like, how silly is that? Like, think about it. The biggest thing in the world that we don't do is have true, honest conversations. Can't tell you how many times you have a relationship spat, or at least I have, where it's been like, oh, no, this is what I meant. And they're just like, no, you meant that. I was like, no, you're not listening to me. Like, I meant this. This is what I meant. I didn't mean anything else. If I did, I would say it. And nobody believes me. And why is that? Maybe it's because people don't know how to open up and have true conversations. Again, will censorship fix that? No. But I think it's a start. And I think we need a start. And I think in this world today, censorship is the dumbest thing in the world. Dumbest thing. Because we can go online right now and we can look up thousands of videos with one single search thing, and we'll find somebody cursing on it. It's like, all right, why do we need it? We're already desensitized to the words. Now we need to understand their meaning. So let's try and do that. And if you are a parent, talk to your kids. Again, you're hearing this from a non-parent, so take that however you will. And speaking of parents, now I'm going to talk about my pops. My dad. He's my best friend, to be honest with you. He's a dude that means the absolute world to me. My dad, he's originally from Pikeville, Kentucky. He was born there. His parents moved up to Cleveland. That's where he grew up, Cleveland, Ohio. And the dude, he had a life, man. Has a life. Crazy life. Some ups, some lows. But one thing my dad always did and does to this day is smile. The dude can be the happiest dude in the world. You couldn't tell he's sad or anything. And he's just him. He's just a dude that knows what he likes, knows what he wants to do, knows, he may not have all the tools to know how to do something, but the dude, he gets it done. And seeing that as I grew up, he had to teach himself how to work on cars. This dude, and he does some of the things so ass backwards. You're just like, what the hell are you doing, dude? What are you doing? But he's so funny. He's like, I'm just doing it my way. And he used to have a saying, and still, I haven't heard him say it very often, but he used to always say, can't, never, could. And to most people, that doesn't mean anything. But to me, it's very important. He showed me a lot without actually showing me sometimes. And he showed me a lot just by talking about it. But he showed me a lot by actions. And so that's why, I think, for me, why actions mean so much. Not necessarily the words you say. I couldn't give a shit what you say. If you do me wrong one time, done. Because I know that's your true intent. The actions of what you do. The actions of my dad worked 100-hour work weeks to make sure that we were happy, healthy, and the best that we could be. And even then, even with him working special duty, because he was a police officer, even when he was working special duty or working, on patrol or whatever during the weekends, this dude would still go in his cop car, drive to wherever I was in Pickerington, Ohio, and watch me play basketball. Just stand in the doorway. I would see him. Big old smile on his face. And, yeah. He's a special person, my pops. It really is. And the fact that he's my dad, oh, I'm lucky. I really am. And I poke fun of him all the time. But that's just what we do. And I love my dad. He's one of the best individuals I've ever known. And same with my mom. Can't leave mama out. Can't. They raised me to be a very independent, hardworking son of a gun. And my dad, oh, I remember one time where he was hanging Christmas decorations. And this was in our new house in Pickerington. He was hanging Christmas decorations. And I was being lazy. Should have gone out and helped him, but I didn't. And the dude fell off the roof. Fell off the roof. And he goes, I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think he then finished up the lower Christmas decorations, not the higher ones, but the lower Christmas decorations, walks inside, and we're like, hey, Dad, what's up? He's like, oh, nothing. Fell off the roof. We're like, what? Fell off the roof. You fell off the roof? Like, and trying to pull that out of him was the most difficult thing to do, because he doesn't want anybody to worry about him. He doesn't want anybody to, I don't know. But I will say, regardless, I worry about him, but I also think he's my superhero, man. Without my dad, I don't know what I'd do. Without my mom, I don't know what I'd do. Without my entire family, I don't know what I'd do. So, but with my dad, he's a special dude. He is also the only dude that I know to take a riding lawnmower and try and scale a tree. Like he tried to climb a tree, and it didn't end well. No, he got a nice cut on his leg. Luckily, it wasn't anything more than that. But if you ever wanted to know why I'm so accident prone, that man is the reason. He is just one of those people that wherever he can get cut or hit or whatever, yeah, that's him. But he also is one of the kindest and nicest human beings. And he's also the most unintentionally funny human being in the world. So it's great. It's great. He's there for me whenever I need a hug. Whenever I'm around my parents and I ask for my back to be scratched. It's not that I really need my back to be scratched. It's so like I just can be close to my family, And my dad, he is 1 in a million, man. 1 in a billion. 1 in a trillion. Like, he's a special person. And, yeah. Love you, Pops. Love you a lot. Happy Father's Day. And yes, this is your gift to you. I'll get you your gift when you come up in July, which is a few weeks. Plus your birthday's coming up, getting a lot then. So, anyway, Dad, I love you again. You're my hero, man. You're my best friend. And thank you for loving me, man. I know it's hard. Jesus Christ, it's hard sometimes. I get it. But thank you so much for loving me, dude. So anyway, that's the Seth Justice Show. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget, @Justice_radio, @Seth Justice Show on X. Instagram is @Justice_radio. And the Seth Justice Show on Spotify and YouTube. Look, I did it. So proud. I didn't say Spotify or however I said it. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. This has been the Seth Justice Show.